Okay guys, so we are taking advantage of these clear blue skies while boondocking outside of the Badlands to do a super fun activity of replacing our RV slide seal.
We've been putting it off long enough. Had too much water coming into our RV, so we're gonna try to fix this issue.
All right, so first step is pulling off the seal. So we have two bulbs and a wiper here, and this is the old one. So really just got our fingers in there and just working our way up to just pull it out.
So there's a little metal clip inside, and that basically grabs onto the edge of the wall here. So basically all I did was just move my fingers and just push all along, and it came off, and then I could start pulling the slide out.
There's Brendan, he's on the inside. So he's actually pushing from the inside so we can get all of this out since we are without a ladder and I am 5'7". So as Brendan's working on getting the upper part done, he just threw this down. This is one reason we are replacing this here is, yeah, I had a rip right in the middle. And also it's just overall old. I mean, I think this is original. This is 2002. Just all these cracks in the seal really aren't ideal. So it should be pretty happy with the new life.
All right, so we got the old seal off. Let me show you. So I manhandled it a little bit, but basically just me pulling on it, the thing just like started shredding apart. There were pieces in the bulb that were completely open like this. It wasn't visual, like you couldn't see it from the outside. It wasn't until I pried it off that realized it was broken like this on the inside. So we wouldn't have found out until we got into this project. But what we're gonna do, now that we got it all off, the edge of the rail here is just a bit dirty. Thing's just been sitting on there for 20 years, so we're just gonna take some general cleaner and wipe the whole frame down before we pop the new seal on there. It's really rusty more than anything.
So fun fact, this seal was actually ordered from AutoZone. They just shipped it to us, and I don't know if you could see, but there's kind of like a white film on this that almost looks like dust. And they actually send you this saying the white powder on this part is intentional. It makes the part easier to handle and install. So that's kind of a bit of a relief. We actually do have some slide seal protectant and cleaner that we'll definitely put on this after the install. So it should be looking all shiny and black. But time to throw this up to Brendan and just essentially outline where it's all gonna be.
I've got an attitude. Okay, so we're gonna start in the bottom left corner. It doesn't really matter what side you start on. We want to do it all in one piece, so that's why we're starting on a side. Just to make sure that it was long enough, we kind of like placed it where it will go, wrapped it around the top just to make sure that we have enough excess. But yeah, this is where we're starting. A metal file with electrical tape, because we're going to use this as a tool to kind of get underneath the seal over here and push it on to make sure that it pops on. I got it from the bottom all the way up to here with just my fingers, but now my fingers are getting too sausagey and we need something smaller to get in there.
This is what happens when the closest Home Depot or Lowe's is like 100 miles away. Working the top of the seal here, just clicking it in. There's Brendan. Perfect. And almost done. Just keep going. That's Brendan from the outside. I'm on the inside. Just making sure I can be able to pop up whatever he misses.
All right, so we started on that side, went all the way up and around to the bottom. I ordered a couple extra feet of this since we were just buying one piece, so we got a little tail hanging off. And we're all the way to the bottom, and we'll just have to cut off the excess. But overall, not terrible. A tool definitely helped in some places to get leverage, but fingers worked probably for like 60% of it or so. But definitely nice to have a tool for extra help.
All right, so what we're working on now is the very last touches, because on the very corner where this makes a 90, we're left with this bulb here that daylight comes through. So what we're gonna be doing instead on the top is that we're actually gonna cut a little slit like we did here, and this is just a demo piece. So essentially when we make that 90, right here on this corner, if you can see, this is gonna be on top of this bottom piece, so all the water is gonna run off and not go into your slide, your dinette, whatever it is. So that's our last step really for waterproofing. Throw a little silicone up there and then we can call it a day. Okay guys, Brendan is still on the roof up here, so he was able to cut those corners. So we actually have a can here of some slide out treatment seal. It says treatment protectant. We actually had this from the other seal that we just took out because we thought this would help. Clearly it was too old to help. It was kind of beyond repair. It just needed replacement. So since we just did these, we're gonna put this on for some protectant.
All right, so we finished the install. One thing I would definitely recommend is wait until it's a little bit cooler, because I am absolutely gassed right now. It probably only took about 2 hours to do the whole install, like removing the old trim, putting the new one in. So it probably only took like 2 hours to remove the old trim and put the new stuff in, but it got pretty hot. So I needed some sunscreen. Now I'm ready for a rest.
The only other part I would add is that we did run out to see if we could grab some like super glue for the edges, but the only hardware store in Wall, South Dakota closes at 2 p.m. and not 5 p.m. like Google says. So we weren't able to get the finishing products, but overall, hopefully you guys saw how we took out the old seal, prepped the surface, and we're able to install the new one. Hopefully we'll have no more leaks from here on out. We'll keep you guys updated if anything goes wrong. Hopefully not, but if you have any questions, please leave those down in the comments below. We're happy to help you guys out, and till the next time.